Okay. On women performance arts and cultural expression in Africa. This panel is organized 3 of us. So very much, we have a country in venues virtually. And we're looking forward to a discussion on this thing. We have this morning we have 4 presentations. I think some are waiting online already. Without wasting time, we'll first listen to all the presentations, take notes, and we'll have discussions, questions, queries, contributions after, so that we can maximize the time. Each presenter has 10 minutes, right? Each presenter has 10 minutes presentation, after which we take the next person. I don't think any physical appearance. So, Hannah Kogete is presenting virtually. No. Tosin Tume is presenting virtually. Chitaram Guru, we are visible. And Bernard Oji.
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
I'm totally.
I don't.
So we have people that are very I think we should start with the comprehensive. Hannah Akugete. Hannah Akugete, are you ready for us? If no, let's take Tosin Tume. Dr. Tosin Tume. I think she's online.
There. Switch it off. Switch it off.
No.
Dr. Tosin Tume, please.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Am I on?
Oh, sure.
Okay, I'm to present now.
Yeah.
Oh, so sorry. Good morning, everyone. Yeah. Okay, so the title of my paper, the reworked title of my paper is Olomo Loko, Reversing Gender Stereotypes and Fertility Burdens in Ijo Olori, Nuptial Rituals of Ado Ewi Kingdom. Sorry, I want to see how I can share my screen. Has the admin given me the yeah, the admin needs to authorize me to share my screen.
Let's finish. Let me come in. I don't think that should be okay. Let's see. 1 second. Yeah, you can share actually. You can share. It's up to you.
Okay.
You can share.
All right.
I'm not concerned. Oh, CDOs. Wisdom music. Yes. Forget about that. That is the you do for none. Okay. So it will be 70 per month.
All right. Can you see my screen now?
It's coming up.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. 1 minute, please. I'm setting up earpiece. I can't hear anything. Oh, God. I'm having issues with my audio. Okay, yes, I can hear you now. Great. All right. So I said the title, the reworked title for the paper is Olomolo Loko, Reversing Gender Stereotypes and Burden in Ijo Olori, Nuptial Rituals of Adoewi Kingdom. In Africa, children are invaluable. They are considered to be the essence and reward of life. And because of that, marriages are very important. And because they are the basic unit of every society, every family is the basic unit of the society, and they are supposed to multiply, produce children, and populate the society. Under the right conditions, the arrival of a child is a thing of joy. In most places, for most African marriages, children are expected naturally after 9 months. It is the natural expectation that once a couple gets married, after 9 months, we come and celebrate with them, have a naming ceremony. According to Shegmade Fila, he says caused or perhaps unfortunate is a couple unable to bring them up, male and female, because Africans consider a marriage without children incomplete. Among other factors, the manliness of a man is validated by his ability to father a child. However, the onus to produce the child is on the woman. And in most cases in Africa, when a marriage is unproductive in terms of children, it is the woman who faces mockery. And that is the genesis of the word, the Yoruba word, agon. In the Yoruba worldview, a woman who is unable to have children is called an agon. The name means the mocked one, or the one who is to be mocked. Agon, anytime agon, any agon, An agon is susceptible to mockery from our in-laws, from our own family, because our family feels she has disgraced them by not producing children. And then the society at large, they are not kind to an agon. And you will find the derivatives of this in several Yoruba maxims or proverbs or aphorisms. You will have ọmọ lèrè ayé, ọmọ niyọ̀ ayé, ọmọ lára ẹni, ọlọ́mọ ló lọ́kọ. Ọlọ́mọ ló lọ́kọ is part of the theoretical basis of this paper. The Yoruba maxim ọlọ́mọ ló lọ́kọ, when loosely translated, means only a fertile woman has the husband's attention, or only a fertile woman can confidently, only a woman who is able to bear children can confidently claim to be her husband's wife. In the society, in the family, she's considered to be fortunate and complete. However, there is an unpopular fact that a man can also be an agon. But in the African worldview, we conveniently overlook this, and the focus is only on the woman. Recent statistics by the World Health Organization indicate that 1 in every 4 couples in developing countries are affected by infertility. Historically, any discussion about fertility has focused on infertility in women, but people are often surprised to learn that 50% of all cases of infertility involve men. Men and women are equal sharers in these infertility cases. Male infertility causes range from abnormalities in sperm counts to hormone imbalances, and problems with ejaculation, are part of the issues. In many cases, these male infertility issues can be treated either medically or surgically. But in Africa, we do not even want to consider it a possibility that a man can be infertile. I'm looking at the African womanism theory here, coined by Otsum Wins in 1998. It's an Afrocentric theory which seeks self-awareness and recognition for African women. It is not exactly like feminism, because feminism is individualistic. African humanism is family-centered, and it is rooted in the communal spirit which Africa is known for. You see, the theory advances the principles of reciprocity, balance, harmony, truth, justice for all genders in the society, and the home front. And because of our lived experiences, which vary from that of the Western woman, the African humanism theory is sensitive to the lived experiences of African women within the African space. Ijo Olori is the nuptial dance or bridal performance that is usually performed. It was initially conceived for only females from the royal houses in Ado-Ewi, females in royal houses from Ado-Ewi, or females marrying into the royal houses in Ado-Ewi. But with civilization and everything, it has now extended to the entire Ado-Ewi kingdom. So you find Ijolori performance at almost every wedding ceremony, the traditional wedding ceremonies in Ado-Ekiti. The point of view of the performance stresses the expectation of fertility from the bride alone. It does not take into cognizance the role of the groom in the reproduction process. And we see this evidence of this in the song lyrics, the dance movement, and the cultural nuances. In some of the songs that I analyzed in this paper, there is one that says, meaning this new bride, today is not your day of joy. Your day of joy is actually this by next year, when you call us to come and rejoice with you on the birth of your child. So if that does not happen, you have nothing to celebrate, you know. And another one says, gosh. Another one says, your duty in this family is to produce children. Do not disappoint your father, do not disappoint your mother, do not disappoint us. I mean, those kind of song lyrics being performed right there on the supposed day of joy of the bride. And nothing is said about the man, not even to extend the prayers to the man that, okay, you also will be productive. So it is only the bride who goes through, who is undergoing this fertility burden being performed for her. So the dance movements, music, song lyrics, and ritual nuances in the Ijolori performance are anchored on the theme of fertility. In fact, it gets to a point where she's supposed to place an empty calabash on the floor, and jump right on the calabash to break it into pieces. The number of pieces she's able to count are the number of children expected from her. Imagine if the calabash refuses to break. Yeah. So the findings of this paper states that infertility statistics reveal that infertility is a couple's problem. And Ijolo replaces the burden of fertility solely on the bride. And the pressure has forced some women, after many years of barrenness, to seek alternative fertility routes in unsavory places, resulting to DNA and paternity scandals. You know, in cases where the woman has been going for fertility treatments, running tests and all of that, and the man absolutely refuses to go for tests, claiming that he is a man. Or maybe before they got married, he got some ladies pregnant, you know, and it's an ego thing for men. I cannot subject myself to such tests. So it is the woman who is left to face this alone. So this paper is recommending that since infertility has been proved medically to be a couple's problem, it should be faced also by couples, and the treatment should be recommended to both couples, and that since culture is a dynamic product of the people who own it, I am recommending that the performance content of Ijolori be modified to suit contemporary times and social realities. I am offering an intervention whereby the performance content are expanded to include songs and prayers for the groom also, and for both the couple. The couple rather. The reality that men also contend with fertility problems should be factored into the Ijolori performance. Hence, the prayers and hopes of fertility projected on the bride through the ritual performance should be extended to the groom, as this will ensure a shared burden of societal expectations from both of them. I thank you for listening.
Yes, that was right in time. Thank you, Dr. Tosin Tume. And now we have Dr. Ruth Epoji Olise. She's here with us. She's a co-chair of this panel. Dr. Ruth, we just listened to Dr. Tosin Tume, and we'll take the next person. Is Dr. Anna Kodiete ready? Not yet. This next is Precious. She's around here. We agreed that we're going to take all the comments at the end of the podcast. So please, can you take your notes?
Oh, I wish you would take my questions now. I'm supposed to be at a meeting at the faculty. We're having a promotion appraisal meeting. I beg.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Just an exception. Yes, we
Thank
have comments, have questions. I would like to address.
Yeah. People have no possible questions.
Okay. My name is Charles Opu. Can you hear me, Dr. Tume?
Yes, I can, Doctor.
All right. So I love your presentation, and I must say I have seen this gender issue from another perspective. Talking about some songs that reminds the female gender on a day that's supposed to be the happiest day in her life, that it shouldn't be. That day should rather be in 9 months' time. And I will say that it's such a desire that somebody could conceive such songs to be sung on the day that's supposed to be happiest day of somebody's life. And you said it's been the song is being rendered in Yoruba land. I wanted to find out from you, did you extend your research in Igbo land? Because I'm from Igbo extraction and I've been going for traditional marriages. I've not seen such a thing happen in our culture. Do you extend that research to know whether it covers all other cultures, around Yoruba land, or is it just in Yoruba land? Because if it's actually just in Yoruba land, then one might be tempted to say that Yoruba land may not be so good to the female gender. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's take questions and comments then. We'll take them.
Okay.
But yes, bro.
Dr. Tume, I'm just wondering, because you mentioned one or two of the songs. I'm sure that there have been a lot of songs that they sing during that period. And how many of them were you able to maybe look to ensure that that's what actually happened? Are you sure there's nothing that addresses the two of them?
Okay, I have seen several.
Please, Dr. Tume, hold on, please. Yes, somebody raised his hand up.
Okay.
Good morning, Tosin. My name is.
Good morning.
My concern actually is using Africa, tends to generalize it as it were, whereas you're talking about a particular place, But how do you think now with technology, IVF and surrogacy and the other interventions in this regard for this kind of situation? So, yeah.
Okay. So, Dr. Tosi, please, you can respond.
Okay, thank you. The other questions asked how many songs I was able to analyze. I have actually seen several performances of Ijo Olori at different events, and they recycle the songs. They only change the names of the bride involved. You understand? Okay, this one that I analyzed, I have 8 songs, and it was taken from a particular wedding ceremony. The first one says the bride should walk gently. The second one went straight to next year, you must give us a child. The third one is saying we are washing your feet with omiosun so that you can give us children. The fourth one is saying if you do not produce children, your parents will be disappointed. The fifth one says we have never seen a barren, we have never experienced barrenness in this family. Let it not start with you. You know. The sixth one praises her for marrying into royalty. The seventh one says, what's your there? You must give twin children. Number 8 says, you must call on me to come and take care of your children when you have when your babies arrive. You know, so you have your answer, right? Like 90% of the songs focus on fertility. Have I answered your question?
Yeah. Please go on. Yes.
Okay, thank you. The other question asked why I generalized Africa. No, I just started from Africa. I later narrowed it down to Ado Ekiti, a weak kingdom, you know. I started from Africa because of how we value, Africans value children, you know. That was just the background, and yes, I'm not generalizing that this is how it is. Like he asked, I've not conducted this research on bridal performances from Igbo culture. It's something that I would be interested to do, to also know how it is there, and even the Hausa culture as well, northern cultures. Yes, with the advent of IVF and surrogacy, it's interesting that most men feel that, okay, they consent to IVF and surrogacy because the wife is inadequate. So they are helping her. You know? I've also interviewed some men regarding this, and that is the feedback I got. Thank you.
I think someone raised up.
Okay.
We have one more question. Okay. Dr. Adinku.
It was not. It was actually in an arrow. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes, please ask the question or make a contribution.
Thank you. Tosin, thank you for your presentation. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you.
I want to call attention to the angle of implementation, which is the social relevance of any research.
Yeah.
Because I see one of your recommendations is that there should be some prayers, songs, countenancing the fact that infertility is a couple's problem, not only the problem of the woman, which is commendable. But how do you propose that this will be implemented? For example, the work you're doing right now, you went to the field to get your data.
Yes.
Did you at any time take recourse to go back to those, your resource persons? Just to carry them along? I did this research among you. This is what I came up with. Are you able to identify yourself with this? Because this is the platform to go back. once you were able to do that, they own the research. Then you are able to go back and say, 1, 2, 3 recommendations from the research that I did with you. Is there a way we can make this come to reality? But you see, what I found out is that most of us go to the field, take the data, come back to our offices, do the interpretation and analysis, and that is it. Whereas for research to maintain social relevance, we have to keep in touch with the source of our data. So in any case, what I'm saying is that as commendable as your recommendations are, I want to suggest that you go back to the resource persons, let them own the data you have come up with, and then you can use that as a platform to implement the changes you are recommending. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me respond to that. Some of those performances I saw were done by the Ekiti State Performing Troupe. I am also an artistic consultant with them. So I'm in a position to actually make some changes. Now, for them, what happens is that some families who want to do a wedding ceremony engage their services. They only provide the names and oriki, the lineage chants of the family, for them to embellish their songs. It is the state troupe that perform. So I am proposing to facilitate a workshop, facility building workshop with them. And this is one of the things I wish to effect. So the family members do not really have much problem. If the Ekiti State troupe is engaged to perform and they go there, sing prayer songs for both the bride and the groom, I do not see how the family members will object to it. But for the ones, the ceremonies that I saw the performances and they were not performed by the Ekiti State troupe, I really don't know how to go about the implementation for them, because I mean, they cannot be reassembled to redo the wedding ceremonies, you know. Yeah, but what you have said is noted. Thank you.
I think let's go to the next person. Thank you, Dr. Tositume. Thank you very much for your presentation. I think you have all observations, and then now you can take your leave to attend to the meeting.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate this. I'll still join via my phone. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
My name is Precious. It's my first time listening to attending the conference.
Yeah, we can.
The opportunity I do not before that is okay, I'm looking at performance art, and I'm picking makeup as a performance art, and performance art is an expressive medium that combines visual arts, theater, music, and dance, and makeup as a performative art. As a performance art, is used to create characters, expressions, interactive performances, and film productions. And this work argues and sees makeup to be beyond performance art. It's not just about the aesthetics, beauty has to be production, but it also goes a long way in helping us to promote our culture and help to foster sustainability and continuity in Africa. And Africa is very rich with diverse cultural practices, our songs, our music, our fabrics, and our makeup styles to differ. Like in Nigeria, we have the Yoruba, we have Hausa, we have these are the three best, and we have Yorubas, Hausa, and Igbos. These are the three basic ethnic groups in Nigeria. And when I was doing my research, I picked the parts in the eastern part of Nigeria where
a bride in this part of Nigeria is expected to be in the family room for at least 1 month before her traditional marriage proper. And this shows the roles women played. I'm just bringing in women as a tool for cultural sustainability. The roles that women play in helping us sustain our culture, and they've played significant role through storytelling, through oral tradition, passing on this knowledge, skills, values from their children, from generation to generation. And in my research, the family room is being sponsored by the bride's father. She's supposed to be there, not doing anything, just there. And in recent, this was done, it takes 1 month, years back, before now. But presently, it's not really same, it's not really practiced. If a bride is supposed to be in the family room, maybe just 2 weeks, because of wedding preparations, and maybe one week just to fulfill the formalities of the tradition. So I'm just trying to basically bring out the significant role that women have played in mentoring and passing on our cultural practices from generation to generation. You can also see it in house art. The nanny they draw on the hand, these are all body arts, they are all makeup. It's not just for the beauty, but for every outside bride, if it has been till now, just when you see an outside bride, she has the nanny drawn all over her hand, her body to show that she's a bride. And just to bring our mind to culture encompasses knowledge, beliefs, arts, morals, laws, customs, and the theory adopted the theory of cultural psychology by Catherine and they talk about culture in sustainable development and how how our cultural practices have helped to sustain. And I also researched a little about the Kenya. In the past, they used scarification. They have this. Oh yes, they use scars, yes. And these scars have significant. They have what it means to them. It's indigenous to them. It's unique, peculiar to them. And these scarifications are some of them, according to what I saw, it's used to show how strong a woman is, how courageous she is. It prepares you for childbirth, because childbirth is actually not easy, but if you're able to bear the pain of that scar, it shows that you can actually bear the pain of childbirth. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Regina. I think we'll just go the way we did with it. That is a similar we just said for Africa wants to respect. That's it's probably the most of I think you have to give another encourage how with our comments, submissions. Let's see how that left by research. Thank you very much. That's the questions.
There's no time.
It's better to put the questions from after. Okay. Let's go down the money. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Yeah.
That I want to really appreciate you for taking this poster. I was a little bit, when your presentation that I stage, just got the development with the partner role and the mentor. And I want to ask, are there specific form of makeup to be done while in the partner room, or the partner room is to enhance a particular form of makeup, the bridal makeup? 1. Then 2, I discovered that the lally is becoming fashionable. We even use it for tattoo and some other things. I want to ask, are there specific ones for the bride, specific bridal tattoo
or makeup. I know for the Yorubas, it's usually the beads and probably your hairstyle and the use of actual thing you want to do. For the Hausa, are there specific bridal landing before? And what is the correlation between the family room of the Hebrew and Islamism? Thank you. No, no, I think we should take all these. Without the questions.
So I want to congratulate you because you've taken a good step to becoming a Hebrew scholar. I think yes. So congratulations, and it was a wonderful presentation. So the lesson is something we learn. All of us learn, we learn. So we are still in the process of learning. Before I just want to point out some specifics that will help you in your future presentations. Next time, if there is something like primary place of concentration, you mentioned Kenya, you mentioned quite somewhere in Africa, because I know that culture is usually in Africa. South East, where in South Korea, where in other states, beautiful. So you could have, kind of zeroed in out, rather than again, so that is it for that. Next time, if you can be specific, you can now start from maybe specific to the global. Right, if you want to expand it. I think also that presentation is people. I think that much also aligning with what is about the relationship with partnering. And so what is it about the partnering room that relates to makeup? Thank you. And congratulations once more.
Thank you so much for the presentation. So just to add to what he said, I think it is part of the title to you sent to Africa. That's a very large. That's what your limitations are, so that such issues do not come up in your writing. And I think it also helped you to narrow your scope and your search. Then when it comes to the issue of makeup, okay, so when it comes to the issue of makeup, like you mentioned, the partly most of the time what they used to use these transfers from the handle, right? So has it changed? You understand? Since you're reflecting on the cultural expressions, has it changed? Are there new styles? Or what is the impact of this makeup styles? Just like highlighted, I don't know. But for the family room, I know that they use the palm room. Has such things changed? And then even now, we have the modern makeup and all of that. So how do all of these fit into the cultural expressions that we have this modern times? So I think that's what we also talk about that.
Thank you. Sincerely, I equally enjoyed. My name is Charles Sokol. I really enjoyed the presentation. Just to extend my voices to that of others. I think next time, if you could try to give structure to the presentation, maybe if you can present through PowerPoint, you put down your bullet points so that when you are introducing, we know you're using, talk about your methodology, and then possible results. And because these are some of the things that I could not actually find. The narrative was fine, but then if you structured it, such that we be able to follow you, point by point, I think it would make very big sense. But it does a great one. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for the presentation. Actually, concerning the partner, there was something that relate to that it's spreads, so it's after the news. The Robin on the night. So in the morning, what I thought, like, self, we teach me how to everything and that's part of my teach.
I think have 2 more questions.
We have 2 more questions.
I have a question. I'm on Zoom, please.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tell them to go.
go on, please.
Thank you. My name is Grace Uchechukwu Adinku. Mine is more of a contribution. Thank you very much to the presenter. I was just wondering, because of the way in which your presentation was structured, we didn't, and perhaps also the time limits for your presentation, we didn't get to know if you had opportunity to do some, literatures on other cultures apart from, the ones you mentioned. But I just want to quickly point out that perhaps one of the culture that can also help your research, boost the context of your research would be to study the Indian culture. The Indian culture has a huge, tradition of using the hyena as a means of cultural makeup for the bride and even for the bridegroom and family. So perhaps maybe that could also help, add to your background and research, literature. Thank you.
Any other person online that wants to make any contribution, please? Okay, let's begin.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. I want to appreciate the presenter for taking the bold step, and I want to encourage her. Her presentation is very nice, interesting. She should not stop. She should keep it up and attend the next available conference and make more presentations. Also, there has been comment on the structure of the presentation. You have a problem that you are trying to solve in your study. So there should be a kind of a problem statement, and then you have 1 or 2 objectives that you want to address, and then your methodology and your findings. It may not be so scientific because this is more in the artistic aspect, but just from the issue of following a structure. So that would be very, very nice. Then I also want to, I'm getting more interested in traditional cosmetics. I also want to support sustainable sustainability of our local cosmetics. Adiagbon is fantastic. There is no side effect. So studies that has to do with our local products, they are very nice, and I want to encourage you to keep it up. Thank you very much, everyone.
Oh, good morning, everybody. I'm sorry I wasn't able to make this year's one. But thank God, because LSA has given me the platform to also leave for a fellowship in Germany. Precious, your work is good, but like Dr. What's his name again? I've forgotten. Izuegu said, you need to localize it. Going to different parts will be very heavy for you. So what you have to do is probably go to either river states or Krika specifically. They have this festival they do for virgins when they want to initiate them into womanhood. If you don't have it in Abia, where you come from, you can go to rivers. That's a very good case study. Yeah. And like everyone has said, look, the sustainability of our indigenous products that Dr. Olaolu just mentioned, the Adiagbon, the black coconuts cream, and the rest of them. We want to calm wood. We want to see how effective they are on our bodies and how it can be sustained and used instead of these other foreign creams and the rest of them. Thank you for presenting, and thanks because I love your work. Thank you.
Yeah, there's been a time for like just to help enhance the skin, just to enhance the skin, make them look more relaxed. When like the advice of the advancement of makeup application, in those days, you don't put like extra eyeshadow mistakes because we were using our locally made products like mentioned, even of what is fully this black uniform is being used for body and all those. No, it's not that coming that comes. It's not. Last 5 minutes. Keep being with the original value, but the advancement of makeup, also there be like there is a drift. There's a shift. We are no more relying on our locally made products without back items to different brands. Why the brand is drifting away? It's not true. I've not seen it. Maybe I've not searched it. So the fattening is just enhance the skin, make it more relaxed. Then when you're partnering with gifts, anything, they're just there. These people that are serving it now, searching it, making it look comfortable so that they said that when you're entering your husband's house, it's fruitfulness, you're not being stressed because of waiting and going around. Then specific value designs for brides. Things are more, I think we will venture into okay, the structure. Yes, I attended this paper just for me. I'm sent program behind international. But my first time, I don't know how it works. I don't know
yeah, absolutely. Great. I was the main aim of LSA. I think that we should be able to practice and help her in that area. The chances of all that are what I volunteer. Actually take one more piece, let me call back. The fact to have joined. You don't know what happened to Benalogy. Is on the platform, there is no power supply. That's very simple. Okay, I think that's okay. I think Dr. Apodiete is here. So, Dr. Apodiete, please, can you present your paper? Dr. Apodiete, super. Okay, unmute yourself. We can't hear you. Unmute.
Yeah.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Please go on.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. You have 15 minutes to present.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Greetings to everyone. Dr. Hannah Modupe Akpodete, Delta State University, Abraka. I'm talking on Omu chieftaincy stool.
Let's speak up. Speak up, please.
Okay.
Yes, go on. We can hear you.
Please, I'm coming. Having some technical
Your
issues.
most cultural expression, performance, and feminism
Yes.
in Africa.
In Africa, yes. In okay, thank you. So, sorry, I will meet them. In Africa, in Africa, chieftaincy stool is is something everybody cherish. Many people want to be a chief in their community. They want in Africa, chieftaincy is a highly respected tool that is embedded in culture and tradition of the people. It is mostly male-dominated affair, and it is few communities have recognized the contribution of women in this male-dominated environment. So Omu is one of such sensitive, complex and significant positions allocated to women that are brave, vibrant female that are culturally oriented. And one of the people that have realized this are the Anioma people in Delta State. And these Anioma people are the Delta North Senatorial District of Delta State. The theoretical framework for this work is hinged on the idea behind cultural feminism. Cultural feminism, as was introduced by Brooke Williams in 1975, as a movement that advocated the removal of qualities and showcased the intrinsic qualities in women that stands them out and that can be used, that made them unique, and that can be used to achieve some greater purposes. But rather than focusing on politics, Brooke focused on these exceptional qualities in women that can be used to build distinctive culture and service to the people. So the word Omu Omu can be traced to around 1912 among the Delta Igbos, which I said is the Delta North Senatorial District of Delta State. The Omu is a distinctive personality, widely accepted in their community, and they have exceptional characters. It is a very important, that position is very important in the traditional administration of the Delta North people. And she managed the affairs of the female folks and children within that community. And these titles you can be found in Asaba, Okpanam, Ugbolu, and other towns in Anioma community. So the Omu has the protective right of the king because she's installed by the king. And so chieftaincy tool. Chieftaincy tool is a sacred, hallowed, consecrated seat that carries authority and power. It is a symbol of tradition, religion, belief, family lineage, history, and ancestral practices of that community. It's one of the oldest practices that has been raised. It's as old as human existence. So cultural expressions are the indigenous cultural rights and practices of the community. In a broader term, it entails the cultural, intellectual, social narrative that showcase the people, what they are known for. And you can see it in their folk tales, music, dance, drawing, art, design, belief system, names, signs, symbols, represent what they are known for. What you can see and say, this is from so place. And so I talked about performers. Performers can be applied to different professions, all professions and walks of life. But in this work, performance can be the outcome of work done and the behavioral pattern displayed in the process of achieving a certain responsibility. Performance, on a general term, is the exposition of the work of art to audience. Artworks can be in the form of dance, music, or opera, theatrical performance, or presentation. Through performance, experiences are created. Audience participation are enhanced. So I look at the methodology. The methodology adopted in this work is mixed method approach. Primary and secondary data were collected. Qualitative ethnographic case study approach was adopted with an interview of three Omus within the Anioma community, 9 palace workers, that is the Omu palace workers, 3 each from one area, one community, and personal observation was done, and it took about 12 months to go into the palace to observe what the activities of the Omu. And 30 women were interviewed, 10 from different communities. The population of study, like I said, is 42 persons. That the breakdown format is 3 Omus, 3 Omus from the 3 different communities, 9 workers. Those workers are errand boys. The Omu has some people that they do errand in the market. They go to market to collect money for the Omu and all that, and 30 persons, 15 women and 15 men. So data presentation and analysis. It was gathered that the Omu is regarded as a female king, and she is treated as such by all, both indigenous and non-indigenous, not minding the sex. The stool is is a reverend position that can be vacant for years after the demise of an Omu until a suitable person is found. It was also gathered that it was not a stool for all female indigenes of the community, but for a highly respected cultural and traditional female indigene. The Omu is regarded as a male once you are crowned. It's regarded as a male once you are crowned because you cannot afford to marry anymore. So furthermore, we also gathered that the Omu is in charge of the market, and every market day, like in Asaba, every market day, what they do, they have the errand boys go through the market. It is a taboo for you to carry 2 loads on your hand. Use the 2 hands to draw a bag. If you do that, you are going to pay the Omu for, there is a charge that you are going to pay to the office of the Omu, and the boys that are on errand are there gathering that money every market day. It was also discovered that from the Omu being a spiritual stool, the Omu also is also a cultural demonstration center, whereby the Omu, as one of the custodian of the culture and tradition of the land, educates, expose women and youth to the nitty-gritty of the cultural belief and practices of the community. So as a mother figure, she gradually and systematically passed down culture and tradition to the younger generations. She serves as the voice of the women and children in the palace and in government in any quarter. It was also observed that daily the Omu there's a routine in the Omu palace, and that routine has this is about how you administer justice, how you entertain guests, social activity, worshiping and sacrificing to the gods and goddesses of the land, exhibited some element of performance. The element of performance culture also in the Omu's activity. And it was also observed that there was no rift between the Omu and other chiefs because everyone's role was well spelled out. The Omu stool has also not only added color. Okay, conclusively, the Omu stool did not only add color to the local traditional administration, but has allowed the women to bring in their wealth of experience to bear. And it has enhanced smooth running of local affairs because the king has relinquished part of his administrative duties and consigned to the particular chief called Omu, and that has made administrative work less burdensome to the king. And this I want to see as a model.
Take questions and comments. Maybe she was but okay, maybe that's just say what you do. Dr. Fruit, please.
Yes, I want to clarify some things that Dr. Akpodiete said. I am from the Anioma region, like she said. Female traditional leaders, the Omus, are not found in every part of the Delta North, the Anioma region. I am from Ukwane, Kwale precisely, and I live in Agbo. These women are not found there. The Omu title is synonymous to what the Yorubas call the Yaloja or Yalode. So we don't have it in our place, but they have women leaders. They don't call them. Those are not traditionally inclined. They are just socio-economically inclined, unlike the Omus that the Asabas, the Iguzos, the Ogwashukus, the Selukus have. So I want to clarify that so that she would state it properly in her research. Thank you.
You won't get this information unless you reach out to her business personally.
Now I will.
It's going to be pointless for us to take questions and comments. So it's not there. Like so we should make to Maybe I'll stop there and then if you get back to
Questions for us?
Okay, I'm not trying. Okay, she's not. Okay, so we do have questions on anyone. Okay, let's take it. 1, 2, 3, 3. Okay.
Okay, my questions really. One, I would like to know if I'm hoping that so I would say it's not romanticizing the school. I would have loved, for instance, to see how that's to relate with the constitutional crisis that traditional rulers have been within the Nigerian context. Most of the traditional rulers are no longer, some of them are just normal. The other day, somebody was saying that they are the occupants now use this. Because if not, it attends almost every birthday ceremony, weddings and all that. So when we need to have want to know not that she's connecting the status of that to the foreign Nigerians. Secondly, when I hear ethnography, I'm afraid because most scholars or post-colonial scholars are not aware of the Eurocentric basis of Buddha. That it was developed specifically to study exotic culture in Africa. So when we adopt it, and we sufficiently decolonize it in a way that enables us to use it in a way that is not also looking at Dr. Bodete, it's Yoruba. So for instance, how many years she spent in studying that school? So that she's not part of 12 months. 12 months. Because it needs to be grounded in the values and the authorities of because that really is not any.
Okay.
Thank you. But hardly I don't want to do comments. Just about the title. To me, I see more of the organization of my looking at is the command in Africa, yes, me, and taking it down to Aloma in Delta State. So to me, just narrow it down to Delta State instead of generalizing it, Africa, and also I think probably that statement should be, or that where that everybody cherishes. I don't. So it's that generalizing that statement to me is not scholarly. And if you're going to make that, then you have provided data or source to prove that. So that's just one of the things also. And also I look at this as well. Wonderful topic. So I said that also I would like to look at this sort of women in that position, but is it that women are stereotyped when it comes to this set, or what kind of specific gap she's trying to fill in this research? That's my contribution. Thank you.
Okay. What person please? Yes. It does two. You are three that read
yeah. One question just comes to my mind. From the title of the chief thesis too. Okay, my name is Adediro Kayode Adediro, Professor of Theatre and Film Studies, University of Wales, North Central Nigeria. Because there's so much balance. The Omu, is that the correct pronunciation? Natural pronunciation. Because Omu in Yoruba, Omu is Yoruba of breast. And since she said, the presenter said, is it ink or something that she female?
That's the right name. That's the right pronunciation.
That's the right pronunciation.
So much. That was the only thing I've ever taken in my life. Thank you very much.
Professor Beko, the right pronunciation is Omu. It doesn't mean breast as it is in Yoruba culture. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other? Okay.
Just a few concerns, basically. My name is Israel, University of Benin. A few concerns, basically, because your own tradition, as it were, it depends on the Anyoma culture. It can be a priestess, and the king actually wants to say one. Do you understand? And I'm sure she's using the last one from Opana, which is she was parallel to the princess of so I'm sure that's what she's using as a modern one. But the historical of Omu tradition cuts across from Onitsha to Oluku and the rest. And I think a book culture too. So she needs to be specific so that we don't begin to categorize Omu as global.
Okay, I think I also have an observation. I don't know whether to call it a question. I said, we look at the title, talking about cultural expression, performance. I guess it's supposed to be very easy. What's the interplay of all this in the almost two chieftaincy title? So maybe she needs to reduce the scope and work right from the title of the paper. Probably we want to look at cultural expressions. Let's not look at the panel we're talking about, some women and so on. We want to look at the performance of the Omusu chieftaincy we want to look at. So, but she's putting everything together. And she also mentioned feminism, the fact that they don't know when you look at this work, it's not tilted towards that. So probably we just have to also get that across the board. To what other title wants to have been specific because I think what we're talking about and not make everything in general. So I'll look that and get across to her. Yeah. We're running up. But we still have a few minutes. We are supposed to have Bernard Oji and Anthony but we've not got any information from them that cannot ascend to me. So I let just take general comments, discussions, based on what we have papers with this show, and not just from the papers. Let's look at the thing and talk about the thing and the issues that could emanate from this. And also at the same time relate to papers listening to. Yes, Bob.
Unfortunately, I couldn't listen to
okay.
Your paper. On the family of my best. So I'm curious. I've been there. I'm not arguing. Is the family woman essentially family? Or because I think some families are bred down in some ways. So the point is it essentially the family, or is it a preparation for the husband? And are we preparing the woman for the husband's house? If we are partnering the woman, why are we partnering the woman? You know, so all these are feministic connotations. Why would you prepare a woman for your husband's house? If that's all the
Yes, discussion is a general discussion. Yes.
Actually, the things that our normal African man or the man like appreciate the So the idea behind the family vote is to prepare the wife. In fact, in most cases, it's not really issue of preparing the bride. It's like they have a set of young women that are marriageable age and they are not taken. Say that it's 1 month. In some cases, it's not performed. And the idea is that you have the what we call the mother on that family house. Sister has specifically to whom the billing on how to take care of the house, so all the necessary things they need to know about taking care of the house and taking care of the body. You can't do whatever skills to make them learn how to take the response. When that brain is spread on the body, before the cash come it down, they end up cleaning the hand so that at the end of the day, they are still below. And they are taught everything about domestic family in that moment. Then after that, they are brought up and then come around from there. I
don't think you are validating. So that's the feminist aspect of it. Yeah. Because if you are preparing him for the consumption of the exactly, I like that.
Even those that claim to be delegates, the first means that man is actually doing
another problem.
So if
because it makes woman become a looking glass. So is an issue of
are you going to say
let's be fair.
I was a guest at the secondary school National Cultural Diversity recently, and the students did a performance. The one from the south of this part of store. From there, I learned a lot, and what I took away is the fact that the title of the nomenclature is just fattening room. It's not limited to fattening the bride to be from Opelenge that can break the plates to a that can break the mortar. You understand? And that's not what it just to train, like I think both of you just said, or you just said it. To train the bride on how to take care of the home and the husband. By the time the bioethic track I went to the fact that the husband is going to be because the woman will dress him up whenever he's going out to display that way. The food was ready on time and all those things. So at the end of the day, we're asking the question, so what would the man be doing? He will just be enjoying the I know you are protesting that you are not bringing money. Yeah, so the husband will just be enjoying the meal that the woman, the wife represents now. Okay? So beyond this, I also want to make take someone back to the Bible, the book of Esther. How Esther was prepared along with other when the king was now ready to pick the bride ahead. Anytime we are discussing this fattening, I want us to remember the accounts in the Bible, and maybe there are other accounts beyond what our academic binoculars can actually see.
One thing.
I think.
I don't want to look at it beyond. No, without that information.
Like in section right. Yeah, right of passage.
The right of passage has been made it.
From being a the right of passage.
I think I have a problem there. In this gender issue, I think the problem there is because the derivative or the philosophy behind the fascination seems to be to objectify the feminine element. Whereas if, like she rightly said, the girls have their own, kind of program that prepares them. The intent in that program is not to objectify men or the women. So I think that's where the problem lies. The problem is not the fact that there is a program such like partnering room, but what goes on in that program. Just like Doug said, like preparing a meal for somebody to consume. And I think for me, as a gender scholar, it's wrong. Thank you.
Can I add something? Sorry, can I add something? Good morning. Sorry, good morning. I just want to bring it back to contemporary times now, right now. When we talk about family room, in the olden days, maybe for gaining weight and making the bride fresher or something for the husband.
Yes.
But now it's not like that anymore. It's just a relaxation thing now. You go to the spa with your friends.
Yes.
You get glammed up, all these things, makeup, like she said in her presentation, and other things. You get dressed up, fun things for the bride and the bridesmaids before the main event. It's not about getting fatter and making the wife presentable. Yes.
What I say is different from
the culture.
The aspect of gender. When you look at the family room experience, you find out that the women at that time were solely expected to stay home and take care of the home floor, while the men were trained to take care of the responsibilities of probation. But in recent times now, why it's becoming so to speak, or it's becoming an issue is because women are now expected to also work and contribute. What do you bring to the table? And that's like she also mentioned, they are pampered and all of that. What do the men get? Who is training them? Who is running that same program for them now in this day and time? So I think that's also another area.
I quickly want to add also that who actually be involved in the application
Yes.
of language, that partner.
Yes.
They will have the language,
Thank you
the
very
name for us for it in their own language. But you don't know when it's going to translate you have issues. You don't properly, express the meanings of what. So we just took it literally to be partnering. They cannot actually be partnering. When we go back to the traditional way.
We need a methodology or methodology. Since we are interested in that, we need to, because it seems almost all the things we are saying, we are projecting. Somebody said, and it's subaltern speaks. I think that's part of your. So for Gayatri speak back and the subaltern speak, we must allow those in that culture and in that program to speak and interpret what that program is all about. In terms of the quality. Yeah, so connected with
Okay. That's another thing. The work is
yeah, intelligence. And this called sounding sexy. Let us consider the issue of decolonizing our thoughts. Because when we use this Eurocentric idea of feminism and all that, we want to look at Africa. In Europe or America, a man and a woman goes to the church and gets married. Here in Africa, a man pays the bride. If you are canceling, if you are bringing feminism, cancel the culture of bride. And then you can argue from a neutral ground. But if you are operating from a different culture that has different values, and because the Lupo says it is sexy, it is feminism, and you want to just off the line who can see that, I don't think that works for Africa culture.
Yes.
My student asking me from this question, and I didn't speak to senior scholar saying, yes, forget about what they are saying because of this. People, right, you know, the engagement rate. So, they do right. The issue of right price. The issue of right price.
Hello, one house. The issue of right price is not universal any longer.
Yes.
Okay. When I got married, they did not accept that. But the family said their daughter was not for sale. Objectification.
That was the question.
Commodification.
That was the question, not the front. Not the front.
See, you are saying people are nice ourselves, our thoughts. That's why we get wrong. If Plato State, for instance, there is a price. That is right. They collect the highest price in the whole of the state. They have so many spinsters. Their doctors are there. So they are thinking about they will have to take in their culture. When we go to the east, hello sir, you are from the east. When we go to the east, how much is the bride price? A lot of money. Many of us are running away from marriage. If then my son said he was going to marry a young man.
On behalf of my students, I would say thank you very much for being part of this session. I will see another session evening by 5
I saw your name and I was looking no way.